Go for it.
What's going on, man?
The world.
The world.
Actually, the world's not going on.
I loved hearing your fucking bitch about what Twitter followers think about the Spider-Man movies.
That shit irritates me.
You get livid about very, very not important things.
It's kind of like my thing.
It is one of your things. I like that it is your thing, though. I could never ask for a better friend when it comes to something like that. I'd say real quick, I want to give a shout out. I did a show yesterday for Brenda Brown. She seems to be getting involved in doing the internet shows. She's been doing them for a while, but since the COVID-19 breakout, she's out of Las Vegas. She got a few comics that are in the same amount of experience as me, I guess, is what she was going for. Maybe, maybe not. But we had Bobby Johnson, Devon Perkins, and Derek Jones. Those are the three comedians that we did. It was kind of a fun, game show style. Throw it out there. I just wanted to give a shout out. The show is called Sauced in the City. I'm not sure.
That's a pretty catchy name.
Yeah. And I'm not sure if it is a podcast. I know she did it Facebook Live. So if you looked for Sauced in D-A City, you will find it on Facebook for sure.
Is it sauce spelled out the whole word, or is it one of those apostrophe D things at the end?
No, it's sauce the whole word in D-A City. And it was cool. It was real cool. We're going to be on there as a duo later on to talk about our podcast and to talk about,
I'm down.
Merch. She does a contest called The Joke where some of these comics, again, will pretty much compete with their comedy on there. Now, it's online style comedy, which I'm not a huge fan of doing.
But you don't get any reaction. That's the only thing that sucks about doing stuff like that.
Yeah, and, that's my thing on it as well. But hey.
If you're, making the other people laugh,
yeah,
then at least you're getting something back.
Yeah. No, I did get some laughter, but then what she was saying is the winner is getting what the fuck?
A Tahoe?
No.
Oh, that would be sweet.
No, the winner gets $500, and then you get trained by a celebrity comedian who also gets $500.
Really?
So there's an incentive for both sides. Winner gets $500 and training from a celebrity comedian. You get to pick their brains.
Is there really, can you really train somebody to be funny? I know Andrew said that he got pointers from, Christopher Titus, but...
Yeah.
Can you really train someone to be funny?
I guess you can't. I don't know. I mean,
I'd want to win that just to see how that shit goes.
From what I can tell, comedy is going to be one of those things. If you're not talented, but yet trainable, you might be able to. It'll just take a different.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either.
We've been to a couple of open mics where I'm like, no, that guy shouldn't. That person should not be in front of people trying to be funny.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
socially
even
awkward
then, even then, they end up being funny to someone.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Everyone finds humor in their own ways.
Yeah.
I guess.
The thing about an open mic is that you're not knowing what to expect. It's like openers. Whenever you get an opener, you know who you're going to see as the headliner because that's the name on the ticket, right? You get an opener and you don't know who it is, and they either you got them talking about, I don't know, dicks and this and that, and then your opener is supposed to be a clean comic. That does kind of fuck up the vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you think that they would research that, or whoever is doing it. I mean, I know some comedians probably have their own type of openers.
Yeah.
And there's probably some that all right, just find the best local comedian you have that's available and let them open for me.
Yeah.
Don't let them be more funny than me though. Because that would suck. You can imagine being a headliner, a big name dude, and you're up on. You got to follow the fucking opener. That guy was gold.
Man, you gotta be humble. You know what I mean? There's your if and you're still gonna enjoy the headliner.
True.
You know what I mean?
True. But what if that was the case? What if some opener opened for you and the main dude came on? They were
I mean, yeah, I know. I know it's frustrating.
Boo.
It's frustrating for me just following up something like that. I get it, but you gotta be humble.
That's why you gotta go first.
Yeah.
Always go first.
You gotta be humble. You just gotta be humble because you're never gonna know. You're never gonna know when you go.
Are you talking about death or being on stage?
Both.
Because sometimes you do get to pick the time. in both cases.
Is that a suicide joke?
Somewhat.
Those are two words.
If the shoe fits.
That shouldn't be together.
Share yourself with the lace.
But, yes, if the shoe fits. Sit on it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Dude, I want to hear your fucking rant. Let's just get it out of the way.
All right, so...
You're running for Senate, so this is...
Oh, you want to go to that one? I thought you were talking about the Spider-Man rant.
No.
Because I have that too. Like, that's ready.
Save it for this. That's crap.
Okay.
Let's do it now while people are engaged.
So, my political rant / rave / probably makes more common sense than people would realize is I'm fucking tired of listening to people bitch about how no one's like contributing or doing anything. For one, I mean, there's only been like a handful of celebrities that actually have done anything.
What do you mean by like no one contributing? You're talking about senators, people in
Congress, anything like that. Like you see, like the fucking press conferences, like every fucking day of people being like, we gotta do this and we gotta do this and we gotta. All right. So my thing is, all right. The thing is if these motherfuckers really cared or really gave a shit about whatever district or county or whatever the fuck they were in, right? If they really, really gave a shit, all right? Keep in mind, these motherfuckers are making $250,000, almost $500,000 a year in their seat.
Yeah.
That's base fucking pay. That's not including whatever the fuck they endorse for whatever bills for whatever corrupt fucking company or whatever is throwing like some under the table shit to them, right? They all live in these fucking humongous houses. You don't see a fucking congressman living in a fucking 3-bedroom, 2-bath fucking house. They live in these ginormous fucking mansions and big ass houses and shit. Probably $1 million homes.
Yeah, probably.
If they really wanted to show their county, district, whatever the fuck area they're in, if they really wanted to show how much they care, why wouldn't you give up your fucking paycheck and distribute it to local businesses in your area, in your district, in your county, whatever, or give it to the shelters or the food banks or anything else like that? That shit. There's so many other ways to spend your money that we're giving you to represent us, but yet you do nothing about it.
Where do you think the stimulus check is coming from?
They're fucking printing it. We're gonna end up having, we're gonna end up having to pay for
inflation.
That. We're gonna have to pay for that some way.
That's inflation.
Yes, I hear people like, oh well, they're not gonna fucking tax us on that later. It's full of shit. That's fucking horse shit.
Even the IRS is there's articles saying that the IRS. I'm not getting it for sure, right? But I follow a lot of like financial people. You know, So I get back and forth information. It's just like the coronavirus all over again. I'm getting back and forth mixed information, and they're not letting us know whether or not that's going to be paid for, or we have to pay for it later on at the end of the year. That's an important thing to know.
The bottom line is you wouldn't even fucking know. They could straight up tell you like, hey guys, you won't have to pay that back. There's no fucking raising taxes. But then guess what? Then you got to think about what's going on in like each area, city, county, whatever, again. And let's say state tax go up all of a sudden. Where do you think that state tax money is going to go to?
Hookers.
Probably.
Okay.
On top of that, it's going to go to paying back whatever this fucking... It's $2 trillion, right? Is what they fucking cleared. They're just not going to collect any kind of... Come on, bro. Like, you get taxed on the dumbest fucking shit on a regular basis.
There has to be an interest paid to someone.
Somebody. There's no way... Granted, we print our own fucking money, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But at some point, they're going to want their fucking money back. Like, they're not just... It's not kindness of their fucking heart. How about that? Let's do that. Let's make all of our congressmen, senates, House of Representatives, how about they take their paychecks and they pay the fucking taxes on the fucking shit? Let's do that. No, for real.
I know.
It is the most absurd fucking dumb shit I've ever heard. All these fucking congressmen, senates, all these motherfuckers get on their fucking thing every fucking day and they talk about, oh, we're really going to have to take care of our people. Make sure you shop local, blah, blah, blah. Stick your fucking finger up your ass, cough up your fucking paycheck, and put it right back into whatever you're at. California has how many fucking representatives? Oh my God. Imagine the money that I bet you if you Googled that shit, dude, the amount of money that the entire Congress or just Google how much do California state representatives make annually. Guaranteed They could cough up that paycheck for a year and not be hurting at all. They're already getting fucking money from whatever company's trying to fucking pass a bill. What's the annual salary?
I'm having typing difficulties. Too much fucking too much coffee today. Annual salary, California state rep.
Got to be at least six figures. There's no way they're making $50,000.
$110,459 per year.
Per year. That's lowballing.
There is a significant amount of variance in legislator salaries among the 50 states. In California, legislators are paid $110,000 plus per year in salary. Comparatively, New Hampshire legislators just earn $200 per 2-year term without per diem.
Bullshit.
What the fuck?
Bullshit.
This is not this was March 5th, 2020. What's today? April 16th. So that wasn't that long ago. This was brought up before Ballotpedia. So this was not just us just randomly coming up with a conversation. Like other people were thinking about this. Right now. But the thing is that how often is the conversation coming up without the situation that we're in?
Never. You know why? Because everyone lives their fucking lives and they don't think about that shit. Because I was the same way. I never really thought about it. I've always thought that whenever something happens in the city or anything like that, that they start trying to pass bills about, well, we need to cover that disaster or whatever the fuck happened, like New Orleans when the hurricanes hit. Guaranteed that fucking any state representative or whatever, they just still got fucking paid.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many thousands or hundreds of thousands of people were homeless after that?
This $1,200 stimulus, is that an average of what we all need to have after?
Fuck no.
I mean, how do we know that was enough money, or how do we know that it was split evenly amongst the people? Where's the rest of it going?
From what I heard, even millionaires are still getting a stimulus check, and their shit's like up there. Like, owners of big businesses are still getting stimulus checks. Why the fuck are they getting stimulus checks?
I think it's necessary.
How is that necessary?
Well, if they want to maintain order...
Yeah, that's the only way that's the only way that's going to happen.
If they want to maintain order, they're going to have to keep the balance going. And that just shows that if the conspiracy theorists, all the stuff that they were saying, they're going to prove them wrong. In a sense, you're kind of proving some people wrong because, one, they really did jump in and try to get us money 3 separate times, and we didn't stop until it happened. If they really wanted the same type of New World Order or any kind of corruption, they would have let us fail years ago.
No, they can't. They can't because
they do need that. They
need at least half the population to back them in some way.
Yeah.
Statistically, 50% of fucking people are stupid. 50% of those people are probably going to go with.
Why do I run into more than 50%?
Look, if you really want to change, and I had this conversation all the fucking time with people all the fucking time, because people bitch constantly about, oh, the fucking president, brr. That shit irritates the living piss out of me.
Yeah.
I've said it before. The fucking president's like the lead singer of a band. Like, he gets all the fucking attention and all this other shit, but guess what? Without fucking dudes playing the drums, guitar, and bass behind you, you ain't gonna sound good at all.
No.
So, like, all those people that are pulling strings behind them, Congress, Senate, House of Representatives, all that shit, those are the motherfuckers that are making all the rules and everything. Yeah. They're the ones that are passing bills. The biggest problem with that is those motherfuckers get to hold their seat their entire lifespan. The minute you get elected into that shit, if there's no one opposing you and there's no one actually trying to do anything, you can sit in that seat till you die.
A lot of people in those areas that work in that they're pretty much happy with what they're getting, though.
How many congressmen and Senate people and House of Representatives do you see that are over the age of 65? Why the fuck do I have to retire at 65, but they get to continue working till they're 90? Dude, how much shit changes in fucking 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30? All that shit changes, and you're still stuck in the same mindset you had 40 fucking years ago. How is that beneficial? How is that helping us progress as a people? You have all these young dudes that are trying to run for Congress and all this shit. You know, even locally, like people are trying to run that are younger. You don't ever see them. They get buried because they always want to get the guy who has like a family background of being in politics and all that shit. That's like the worst fucking thing ever. Because all that person's doing is learning everything from their fucking dad or whoever the fuck is. And they're having that same mindset. You're not going to change anything in this country, drastically change anything in this country or the way things are run unless you get younger, fresh minds and you put term limits on every aspect of government.
There needs one in every position.
Every position. President only gets to serve 4 years, 8 if he's elected twice, right?
And he has to be elected for that to happen. Now, a lot of times it does happen. That's kind of the same thing as keeping somebody in a certain chair for a while in Congress.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But there's so many areas of the government where people get to sit in their seat for 30, 40, sometimes 50 fucking years, dude. Think about it. There's probably people in office that got voted in at 30 years old and they're 65, 70 years old right now?
Yeah.
You're going to tell me in 35 fucking years no one's opposed you, no one's tried to run against you or nothing like that?
No one.
No one?
No one.
No one's come close to beating you? Nothing?
They usually don't let anyone get through the door during those times.
How often do you see ads on TV?
They still have to go and renew and actually say, hey, I'm going again unopposed.
How many commercials do you see for Congress or Senate or everything like that, or radio commercials for anybody trying to do that? How often are you reminded to vote for those people?
I mean, around election time, yeah, every time.
Barely.
Yeah.
Barely, though. That it's always buried under presidencies. It's always buried under something else. It's never as...
So you're saying the presidency is meant to overlook the rest of what's being ran?
Absolutely. Think about it.
Eyes over here.
We're
doing this over here.
Everyone blames Trump or Obama for this and that and this and that, but in all reality, they're just trying to pass the same bill that the president before him did. It just changed the name of it and changed a couple of things about it.
Yeah.
Right?
Happens all the time.
Yeah. But
and then they make the two-party system. You got the two-party system, and then you have people that just go. It's no different than being a football fan. You just cheer for the same team no matter who's playing. Listen, I'm always going to be a Cowboys fan. I grew up Cowboys,
which is just.
It sounds just as fucking stupid. Always red.
Always. And that's so dumb because if you look through history, Democrats and Republicans have basically flip-flopped back and forth with their beliefs and all that shit or whatever they believe in numerous times throughout. The Republican Party nowadays is nothing like the Republican Party like 50 years ago. Same with Democrats. Never get an independent party in office. Why the fuck would you do that?
Never. It never works.
Because he has nobody's interest but his independent parties and his own. It's just, hey, quit that shit. Sorry. He's always doing something.
Always.
As soon as we press record, he was laying in bed, and as soon as we press record, his fat ass got out and came out here to fuck around. That's how much of a prick he is.
Tweak is becoming very well known on the show.
Dude.
Isn't he?
Yeah.
It's almost like a mascot. Move on.
Yeah. But it blows my mind that like no one ever thinks about that. Like what bill do we have to pass in order to get limitations on other aspects of the government? Like what do we literally have to do as a people to make that something that we change? Everyone wants a new president every 4 years or 8 years, and after 8 years, you have to have a new president. Why the fuck can't it be that way for Congress or Senate?
We changed how Sonic looks.
Why can't
quickly?
Backlash on that, and he did look fucked up.
Yeah.
But why do we not have those same standards in every aspect of our government? If every 4 or 8 years we get a different point of view for POTUS, why the fuck aren't we doing it for everything else?
Yes, I don't disagree.
That's why if I am written in, Chris for Senate.
That's right.
Fucking A. I will do whatever I can to make sure that happens. I'll serve my fucking 4 or 8 years. I don't give a shit.
In the pandemic, are you going to give up part of your paycheck?
Fuck yeah, I would.
So that means when you get into Senate, that means that you have to actually preemptively plan for this type of thing.
Yeah.
So that means you're going to be living in this regular house.
You're going to tell me,
basically,
Congressman, Senate...
You're living off of $50,000 a year.
You're going to tell me that you are going to live past... Or you're going to live past your actual needs? Like some of these guys do?
All of them.
Millions of dollars, homes, fucking...
You saw that.
Butlers,
$110,000 and almost $500,000.
To do what? And you know,
$500,000.
To what? To vote? Dude, you know, I've been to DC like 3 or 4 times. As a kid, I actually sat in on one of those.
Now, you have some people in Congress that actually do defend the people.
You do.
You do have some that do a really good job at making sure that jobs maintain it in their district.
They get corrupted.
A lot of them do. That's what the lobbyists do. You have people from big companies that just kind of work like financial hitmen, like the CIA does to third world countries. You have big company lobbyists that'll come and do that to your district. And since
lobbying should be fucking illegal.
It should be.
Lobbying should be illegal, and businesses should not have a fucking vote.
Isn't that a
why does a company
conflict of interest or anything like that?
Why does Johnson & Johnson get to vote for fucking president? You're not a person, you're an entity.
Yeah.
Why the fuck do you get a vote? Why do you get a say?
And what is their big thing? Health products? Mainly health and beauty?
Whatever, dude. I mean, there's more fucking... They're mixing more shitty chemicals and whatever and passing it off as good shit.
Fair enough.
But when will any of that shit end? Like, the minute... Dude, how much you want to bet as soon as lobbyists... As soon as lobbying for whatever position of government that you're lobbying for, and you have term limits and all that shit, could you imagine? Just think. Could you imagine how different everything would be? Before corporations had a voice, and like I think it was like the late 70s, early 80s is when the bill was passed that corporations were actually allowed to have a vote. Think about how shit was before that, and look what's happened in the last 30 years after that. We had more jobs in America. We had more jobs here. We had more small businesses becoming, it was that thing. It wasn't until corporations started having a voice and a vote in government that Walmart became a staple in every fucking 5 miles, or Target, or Starbucks, like all that shit.
The increase of capitalism.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
Mom and pop stores die out.
Shut out. So
terrible.
You know me. I'm looking for what the benefit is for all that. If you have something like that going on, the only person that benefits is Walmart. The only entity that benefits is Walmart.
Yeah.
So why is it more successful than the mom and pop shops? Let's just take restaurants, for example. If you go to a mom and pop restaurant compared to a McDonald's, which food are you going to enjoy more?
Oh, by far, the mom and pop.
By far. Yeah, you're paying a little bit extra, but you get to sit down. They're going to probably know your name. They're going to make sure that they give you good food. They're going to take care of you. And it's going to be made with like it's going to be made by the people that actually came up with the idea for the food, for the most part, right? Or backed up by it. You go to a McDonald's, not one CEO nearby. Nothing like that. There's not
half
one.
Half the time, the fucking store manager's not even in that motherfucker.
I never see them, and they're always like 10 years younger than you are, no matter who you are.
It's just everyone wants to bitch about everything that's going on because it's so easy to bitch about it. It's easy to put the blame on one person as opposed to putting the blame on an entire branch of the fucking government.
Right.
Like I said. You shorten the terms of Congress, Senate, House Representatives, all that shit. I believe there are some, but for others, there aren't any at all.
You're talking
Ruth Bader Ginsburg or whatever. The bitch is like 91 years old, dude, and she's like on a ventilator. She's still on fucking Supreme Court, dude. Why is that old bitch still there? Who cares what a 91-year-old old-ass woman who probably is thinking like she's still 60 fucking years ago. Why does she... It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, if a normal American has to retire at 65, If companies can force you out at 65 or after your 20 years put in or whatever, which companies do on a regular basis, once you hit a certain age, they're like, oh, you're a little bit too old to work here. Well, if I'm just inputting numbers.
I think there was... The guy was like 70, he retired, you know what I mean? Like, he stuck around for a little while. I think it was more about the time that he'd spent there. And he also decided to retire on his own. I haven't actually personally witnessed anyone.
There's been plenty of times where people are forced out of their jobs because they've been there too long and they'd rather just have you retire.
Because, okay, if you're giving people a pay raise, like if say you're a good company that gives people a pay raise every year. Not 6 months. I mean, every year.
Yeah.
And that person's been there for 25 years?
A lot of the times they'll put caps on that. I know.
Yeah, they'll put caps on it, so you don't have to worry about that increase. And then say there's bonuses and all that stuff. Usually there's some sort of incentive to
For example, the grocery store I worked at,
yeah,
I've known a handful of people that were forced out in the retirement.
Really?
Yeah, because they're too old. Dog, you're fucking bagging groceries or putting a fucking tag on a fucking shelf with a price tag on it. Like, how can you not do that until you're 80? If you can walk and you can see and you're not fucking shit up, why can't you work until you die? People get to sit in office till they die.
What about in the military? You have to get out by a certain age, right?
Yep. Military, they won't even fucking take you in the military if you're older than 35.
They won't take you, no, because they don't want you getting too old while you're in there.
Yeah.
So you're expected to do 20 years. 20 years is the retirement.
Put you at 55.
Right. Jesus.
Yeah.
That's not that bad.
No.
It's not that bad.
But think about it. Like, if a regular fucking job has a limitation on how long you can work, why isn't that everywhere?
I couldn't tell you.
Because it doesn't benefit anybody but whoever's at the top.
Yeah, that's the answer I don't want to give. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I don't want it to be the truth, but... Yeah, we have to accept that. There's a lot of pills out there we're not swallowing for sure.
Like I said, I get into discussions, which eventually turn into arguments, because
technical difficulties, guys. We're back
because of this exact thing, and it bugs the living shit out of me that no one ever. It always starts off the same way. Well, that piece of shit that's in the fucking office. All right, cool.
So they're blaming the guy in the big chair right away.
Every year. People bitched about Obama.
Yeah.
Everybody bitched about Bush because he's just a piece of shit. His whole family sucks ass. Clearly,
what was the phrase when Obama
Trump
was in office? It was, thanks, Obama, over everything that happened.
Yeah.
And
thanks,
it was always
Obama.
Such an ignorant overtone, right? Like, thanks, Obama.
Yeah, because that's what it is. Everyone's so quick to put the blame on all them. Dude, think about
it. They're doing the same thing to Trump, though.
Think about how long it takes to pass a bill.
Yeah.
And you want to really get into it, what does the president really have control over? Can he really just say this bill goes into effect and just slide it over and just say this happens?
Well, you have executive order, right?
Exactly. So they can put whatever they want on the table, but in reality, without all the votes and the backing,
yeah,
shit ain't getting done. So they could be lobbying that they could be trying to get that same bill passed over and over and over and over and getting denied their entire presidency.
Yeah.
For all 4 years.
Yeah. It's crazy.
But they'll put the blame on that one guy instead of everybody who's denied it or anybody who passed on it or whatever. And that's the most irritating fucking thing to me. That's why when people start talking about that shit, I just walk the fuck away because it's going to turn into me being like, are you halfway fucking dumb and retarded? Like, and then I piss a lot of people off.
Be careful with that word, man.
What, dumb?
No.
Yeah.
You want to do a pause on that? Do a quick ad break?
Yeah.
Yeah. I say are you done there?
Yeah, I mean,
you think you got it all out?
I could literally say the same thing over and over and over and over, and it's not going to register for most people. So,
all right, guys. Well, we're going to talk about the one that we've been talking about this entire time. Guys, if you're bored in the house, excuse me.
Let me clear my throat.
If you're bored in the house, bored, really bored in the house,
like everybody
why
is?
Not play with your balls? Am I right? So our sponsor today, Manscaped, is here to make sure that your balls are smooth, when you and your partner are playing with your balls. And I mean, you can't really put that any better. I like that. Play with your balls.
The only balls that should be allowed to be played with in a house.
I agree. So right now, our partners, we're partnered with Manscaped, and they're promoting hygiene when it comes to shaving your balls thanks to their Lawnmower 3.0. Manscaped is the only brand dedicated to below-the-waist grooming. So while you're probably looking for new things to do at home, why not make manscaping part of your day?
Takes 5 minutes.
No, you know what? Make a day out of it, because that Lawnmower 3.0 could be used as a body groomer.
Yeah.
You know, get yourself a mirror. That thing is definitely strong enough for it. It really is. Manscaped is forever changing the grooming game with their Perfect Package 3.0. Precision engineering tools for your family jewels. I like that.
Precision
engineering tools for your family jewels. The Perfect Package 3.0 kit comes with a new improved Lawnmower 3.0, which is waterproof cordless body trimmer, a ton of liquid formulations. We had the the ball toner?
The ball toner.
And that one's my favorite one. And then you have your deodorant for that one too. It's a third generation trimmer featuring a cutting edge ceramic blade to preventing manscaping accidents, and it really does. You won't feel any nicks. I mean, really, most people need to get up on the same game.
I don't think I ever had a snag.
Nothing. It just, like I said, it just cuts like butter.
It's butter, baby.
And, yeah, butter doesn't cut things, but I don't know why that's a phrase. If you subscribe to the Perfect Package, you get a new replacement blade refill for your lawnmower trimmer delivered to your door every 3 months. So make sure your trimmer always stays fresh and clean. For a limited time, any subscribers, they don't just get one, you get 2 free gifts. The Shed Travel Bag, which is a $40 value in patented high-performance anti-chafing boxers, which are incredible.
Yeah, those are pretty comfortable.
They're really comfortable. The Perfect Package for your Perfect Package. You get 20% off with free shipping. That's the new part for me. Get 20% off free shipping with the code MAPS, M-A-P-S, at manscaped.com. So do yourself a favor and always use the right tools for the job. So get 20% off, again, free shipping with the code MAPS at manscaped.com. Make playing with your balls the best part of your day. Thank you, Manscaped.
I usually do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Regardless, they're getting some attention at least 15 times a day with this
quarantine.
Yeah, dude. I mean, other than, like, this is why we went straight into the politics talk, right? Like, what else is there going on besides what's been being shoved in down your throats? I will say it's starting to, at least from what I'm seeing, it's starting to calm down.
I think
the whole drama behind it, there's not so much fear anymore.
Look, I recognized that there was an issue.
Yeah.
It was hard to not say there was an issue.
Yeah.
I mean, people are walking around. People are getting sick. They're clearly spreading it. I get it.
Yeah.
Statistically, it wasn't all that bad.
No.
I mean, and I'm going to piss somebody off, but fuck it, I do it all the time anyway.
Yeah, you do.
1%, 2% of people infected. Really, I mean, people lost their lives. Not trying to downplay that at all.
Again, though, we're monitoring a certain specific group of people that are dying of something. When this wasn't a pandemic, and I'm sure this is speeding up certain processes for that, but when there isn't a pandemic, you still have somebody on a ventilator. You still have somebody that's having some sort of,
SARS was worse than this.
SARS was bad.
SARS was worse than this.
But there is still numbers saying that is wrong. Now,
SARS affected like 60 million people.
Again, what if, just spitballing here, we're starting to see some numbers that don't make sense. Like, you have news.
You're already getting that.
You have numbers where, like, people are dying from other causes.
And they're putting it
They're putting it down as COVID-19, coronavirus death, whatever the fuck. People are noticing that.
Look,
how fucking, like, yes, take advantage of some stupidity if you want to rule the world, but chill out, man.
Here's my thing. How often do you tell somebody something? And then how often do you tell somebody one thing and then it gets back to you 20 people later and it's completely different?
All the time.
Yeah. So
all kinds of fucked up stories about me.
Who could you really trust or believe when it comes to everything? I personally, I don't watch news. I don't watch the news. I haven't watched the news. I refuse to watch the news.
Right.
Even at work, they made me turn that shit off. I ain't gonna do it. Yeah. I don't believe any of that shit because, again, everybody has an agenda. Those aren't just like no-name mom and pop fucking... It's not just like some independent journalist that's going out and doing his own research and shit like that. That's not it. All the shit. And it's so crazy how Fox, CNN, ABC, all that shit is so drastically different.
Yeah.
And the point of views are so drastically different when it's all the same statistics.
Yeah.
That's why I don't trust the fucking news. Look, like I said, not trying to downplay anything that happened. This was some fucked up shit. People died. People got sick. People got infected.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Did it deserve... Did we have to close down the country? I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't.
Here's the
we'll
thing
never know.
Yeah, we'll never know. But here's the thing: if we didn't, there is still a chance that this could have gone disastrous. This could have gotten way worse. There is potential for that.
I feel like there's a potential for that for everything.
I get
the
that.
flu could fucking mutate, and the fucking anti-vaccines and shit don't work anymore, and that could be the new thing. That's always gonna be something that we have to face.
Can you imagine if it was another STD outbreak that was just?
We all know,
what are we gonna do? Not have sex? Because people.
Yeah, we all know as human beings that there's us being the top of the fucking food chain. The only realistic threat to us are ourselves and bacteria and viruses, right?
Which is in a sense ourselves.
That's literally the only two things that could really fuck up the entire human population. Sharks aren't going to grow legs and start walking around eating people on land.
Unless they mutate like a virus does.
That's not going to happen. Evolution's not that fast. Which evolution is a fucking thing, by the way. And
Thank you for that. Why did you need to do that?
Because it was going into this next part. Religious beliefs clearly doesn't stop an outbreak. So stop with that shit too. I just stop with that.
I mean, according to the good book,
first of all, why the fuck would you follow that book when on several occasions reading it, the dude fucking straight up says, "Fuck y'all, figure it out." Like straight up, like so many times. Black Plague, all that shit. He talks. They talk
to is that there was those plagues. There was plagues. Several times in the Bible.
They talk about it all the time, and never once
is
there a version where, like, he just came down and just put an end to it, and just, like, snapped his fingers and everyone was healthy again. It's not a thing.
Every time he did it, it was for punishment, wasn't it?
Yeah. Granted, we deserve punishment.
We do. We really do.
But we're doing that to ourselves on a daily basis. We don't need an outside source to give us more shit to worry about. The viruses are
shaking.
There's only two. The only two things that could really fuck us up: viruses and bacteria.
Yeah.
I mean, a third if you want to count natural disasters, which that's again we're causing global warming and everything else.
We keep drilling into the motherfucker. So
yeah. Again, we can only fuck ourselves over. So what's the point? Like I honestly, I deep down believe that we could have just continued life. We could have been a little more thoughtful about, not touching or like keeping a distance, social distance. We could have done that, but still maintained our daily lives. I don't believe that the entire country had to shut down. I don't believe it had to shut down for the 2 months that we're like basically looking at, almost 3, 2. I don't see that being a thing. I mean, it was nice because the world kind of reset. Like we stopped.
That's crazy.
We stopped driving so much.
It's crazy how fast the world did repair itself. It did. It did in a sense.
It started.
Just
in time for us to fuck it all back up again.
Yeah, but I mean, imagine us doing that. Some sort of environmental purge.
I mean,
once a year.
Cool. Give me a $1,200 check for that month that I'm not working.
Maybe.
Cool. It's not nearly what I make.
Or shut everything down. The only reason we need such a bad thing is that if you can actually leave some businesses open, there won't be a pandemic, and there probably won't be a need for such a high stimulus. And if you're planning for it once a year, you actually plan for it once a year.
Look, by the time they shut down everything, that could have been it. That could have been it. Like, granted, more. That's another thing that just gets to me about the whole, like, oh well, there's still people testing positive. Yeah, we've been at home for a month. The numbers are still going up.
Yeah, nothing's changed. Right?
Do you think that was just because they had it?
Possibly.
And then it was just dormant until something happened?
Here's another thing that's getting to me. Sorry if this is cutting you off, but
No.
we're getting a lot of people that were bitching about being here. Being home. Oh, I'm getting crazy. I don't like this. I'm going out anyways. But on a regular basis, those same fucking people didn't go out to begin with. On a regular basis. Usually they shut in. They were on Netflix all day. The fucking problem that you have with it is authority. You're being told to stay inside, so now you want to bitch about it. Now you want to be against the whole thing.
You can't tell me to stay at home.
Exactly. Shut the fuck up and stay home. I don't like it either. I don't like it either. I don't like having to be home because I still went out. I liked doing open mics. I liked being able to go to work. I like being able to do things outside of the house. Yeah. Now, on my time off, I really do enjoy being at home, playing video games, writing, jerking off, all that shit. But I don't really think we have the room to bitch. Because when you had the opportunity to do all these things that you wanted to do, you didn't fucking take them. What do? You go out to the lake and you go be a douchebag out on a fucking motorboat and you fucking just start throwing shit all over the lake again. You start acting like a fucking asshole to the public. Give yourself a fucking break already. You are not that important.
No,
nobody is.
Nobody is.
I'm not that important. You're definitely not fucking important. Like, nobody is.
I don't like... There's a lot of things I don't like, but I really don't like how people are acting like that either. That's fucking, that's absurd.
Yeah.
If that's what you're bitching about, which, I mean, I guess I should probably stop saying that because I was just about to, like, basically
call yourself out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw it happen.
Yeah. I was like, I have a good point. Fuck, that's applying to me. I mean, you knew me. I mean, I would go out maybe twice a week.
Right, but I mean, like, you have things to look forward to. You have a hobby in a sense, you know what I mean? Yeah. You have some sort of characteristic to you. These people that I'm talking about are the ones that don't have any kind of character building attributes to themselves. So the only problem is that you don't like who you are, and you don't like the thought of being alone with yourself for a matter of 8 hours or more. That's your fucking problem. Work on yourself. Take these 2 fucking months or whatever it's going to be to fucking better yourself.
But why when you can just continue being a piece of shit?
Shut the fuck up. I know that you're speaking for them and I'm telling them, shut the fuck up. Like,
well, what's really funny too is, like, so they close all this shit down, like majority of all restaurants shut down and all that shit, but, like,
right.
I mean, realistically, someone sneezes or coughs out their window and
there's still plenty of chances to get it.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
there's still plenty of chances to get it. No, it is minimizing the opportunity because you're not just spreading it everywhere. You're kind of just forming a cattle line in a sense, making sure that it's actually going through certain paths, so that way you won't get it in the middle of a fucking shopping mall, for instance.
I'm sorry, but if you're feeling shitty, don't go out. That would have been the greatest thing. Hey, if you are feeling like any of these, stay home.
Yeah.
I know there's those people out there like, I can't stay home, I have to work, I can't. I mean, I've been known for it too. Like, when I'm feeling a little under the weather, I'd still go to work.
Yeah, I'm the same way too. I'm definitely the type of person that always just, I don't want to feel weak. And whenever I see somebody this is definitely going to be racist, but it's whites, so I don't know if that counts.
Well, you're Mexican, so no.
So one thing that gets to me is that I never see it in anyone else other than whites going to the emergency room for a fucking migraine. It's a migraine. It's a headache, in a sense.
It's because we have insurance.
So did I, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I always had insurance.
You didn't utilize it?
No.
Because you didn't go to the doctor for a fucking migraine.
No.
No, you're paying for it. Dude, when I had insurance, dude, if fucking I sneezed funny, dude, I'm like, going to the doctor. I didn't care.
I like how you're not even going to try to argue.
Nope.
You're like, it's because we're rich.
I was fucking paying for it, so I'm going to get what I paid out of it.
I think I always went with like the minimum amount just so I don't have to go. I don't like going. I don't like going to the doctor.
I haven't had insurance in fucking shit.
I'm sure I could use
I haven't
to go.
had insurance in about 8 years.
I'm sure I could go. You know what I mean? Like, you've heard me bitching. I'm hurting. Physically hurting in a lot of different places right now, and I could probably use some help. But
You don't want to pay for it.
I don't pay for it.
They make insurance too expensive to pay for it.
I really do.
Unless you're in one of those jobs where, like, you get a great deal on insurance. Like, that was the only time that I ever had insurance. I never went and got insurance on my own. I always got it through whatever company or whatever I worked for.
Actually, we do need to talk after the podcast. I have a plan for us.
Sweet.
As far as
Insurance?
medical insurance and a retirement plan.
Nice.
Yes.
I have 401k set up, so.
I know, but I mean for us as far as what we do here.
Oh, word.
And I think it's going to be good for us. Anyways, again, get over the authority problem. Get over it. This should be a lesson to you. If you
get told what to do at your job on a daily basis.
No, because even then they still like that doesn't mean that they follow the instructions.
I understand that, but
you
like
have
if you're
insubordinate
not,
people everywhere.
If you're at the point where you think that no one can tell you what the fuck to do, you're living in a fucking hole because there's authority figures everywhere.
Yeah. I don't know. We had, what was his name? We had Aaron Suarez, and he was talking about, oh, this is so bad, it's so boring. And his comment was, well, I mean, it's not the Holocaust. You know what I mean? Like, it's not the Holocaust. It's really not. And this is in a sense, it's not war either, because everyone is participating. We're all having a shared experience of something that may or may not be detrimental to the numbers of people that we have. The thing is that we have people out there that are loved ones that can get fucking sick. We don't want that to happen to them. We don't want it to happen to you, the listener. Like, look, even if it's somebody that I really dislike, what if that's going to be one of those people that have to go through the ventilation tubes? They have to go through all that stuff. It sounds shitty because it fills up their lungs and you're drowning in a sense. Drowning is probably one of the most horrifying ways to go.
Fuck that, dude. Being set on fire is way worse.
Okay, I said one of.
Oh,
okay. And I'm not saying being set on fire doesn't suck.
Okay,
I'm just saying drowning does suck. It's not like, oh, I drowned last year. I don't mind getting burned. Like,
true.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you only go once. So you don't want to go a shitty way. So I don't wish it upon anyone if it is as crazy as it's sounding, because I'm not just putting it past me. I'm actually trying to believe that it is possible. In a sense, maybe we're just over-exaggerating with this like we do with anything else.
Yeah, we over-exaggerate everything.
Like, okay, like we definitely should be looking at what life actually is, not what we want it to be. That's the biggest, number one thing that I think we should go with here.
You want to know something that has really driven me crazy too about all this is all those fucking assholes that are like sharing like, this is how you prevent it, vitamin C, and it's like a list of like list of like everyday shit you do. Like, do you really think that's what it is? Like, oh, just breathe into a boiling pot of lemons.
That all got debunked pretty quickly though, no?
Yeah, but it got spread across everything and everybody was sharing it. I'm like, come on, man. Like, let's have some common sense here. Like, if that was really the home remedy, then you wouldn't fucking be in quarantine.
Should I say it? Never, ever.
I know.
Never
underestimate the stupidity of humans.
Yep. Never.
It's sad.
Dude. I mean,
it really sucks that there's nothing else to talk about but this.
Yeah. No, but there is new things that I've noticed. You know what I mean? Again, it's authority that we have a problem with. I'm sure it's been brought up other places before, but I mean, it's not.
You think if it wasn't Trump, people would be like, okay?
No, I don't think so at all.
You don't think so?
No. And as a matter of fact, whatever
like
it is that Trump's
said
supposed
it,
to
do you think if Obama was like, all right, everybody, gotta stay home, like when he was president, if this happened during his presidency, you think everyone would still be livid?
It would just be the other half. It would just be the other half of the Cowboys fans.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? That are just going to be just as livid about it. Or they would blame it on him.
Yeah.
That this is his fault. That he let it happen.
Yeah, he brought it from Hawaii.
That he didn't take action fast enough. They would have said the same fucking thing.
You couldn't... I don't know. I told you I watched that video.
Oh, yeah.
It was like an hour-long video of this one guy. It was like the Epoch news or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Where this guy just went on this huge rant, and it was all about like they wouldn't even call it the coronavirus. They call it the CCP virus, which is the Chinese Communist Party virus.
Yes.
Right, and it was
super fucked up and racist.
Yeah, it's super fucked up. Hilarious. I laughed like 7 times watching this, and it was like 100% serious.
Yeah,
but I laughed on a regular basis. But like, there were some pretty valid points made, and one of them was like, no one really knows the real statistics of what happened in China.
Yeah,
no one knows. Like, you know, there's so many things there's so many factors into what really caused or where it came from or whatever the case may be. That whole entire video was just bashing China. They just bashed the living fuck out of China every chance they got. Like, and it was terrible, dude. Like, and then they went on this like hierarchy of like people who run the pharmaceuticals there that are also part of the Communist Party, and I was just like, well, I mean, it's China, so everyone's part of it.
Yeah.
So it was just like every time
we did have people having a problem with that. Not everybody wants communism there, just like not everybody wants a democracy.
That's true. However, that's kind of just how things happened. Like,
we
got democracy, you got fucking communists.
Let's switch. Whatever.
You can't when you're communist. Once you're communist, you can't do shit about
it. Probably
unless
have a
you
real problem.
Unless you overthrow that government, you're fucked.
And talk about people who actually have a problem with real authority problems.
Yeah. I mean, the only way that we'd be able to get China out of their communist shit is if we pretty much assassinated everybody in office. You know, like we did in Cuba.
Chill out, bro.
I'm not saying they should.
You're gonna get swatted.
I know, right? Fuck. But it's that. It's that, dude. And the best part about that entire fucking video, the best part of that entire video, which just at the very end, I was like, this is horseshit. The last thing they showed and said was like an Asian American dude, and he was like, communism is evil. And that was just like how they ended that whole fucking thing. That's all it was. And I was like, oh, there it is. That was the point. Terrible.
Very much so.
But now there's like there's like 3 other videos like just like that I've seen.
I'm sure it comes out quick, dude.
Oh yeah, and now that everything's starting to like kind of dwindle down and everyone's trying to like starting to get back to normalcy, like the more and more people are like, oh.
Do you remember those Zeitgeist films? The Zeitgeist, the movie.
Yeah.
Did you ever see it? Where it starts out talking about some George Carlin is doing some. Yeah, there you go. George Carlin is talking about the religion thing, and he's talking about it's the biggest lie you ever have. And then it goes on to like the 9/11 conspiracy, and then later on it gets to where it really does come down to is how the Federal Reserve is using interest to pretty much fuck the world. And it all boils down to where they're all getting the ideas
How often
from.
do you get fucked on interest on things?
Every time.
Yeah,
that's the whole point.
I love that interest. I love that zero interest, dude. I love that zero interest for like a year term.
Yeah.
And then after that year's up, like they hit you with all that back interest.
I know as far as like homes go, I don't know. Freakonomics did a study that interest is not legally binding to a certain amount.
It's not.
It's not legally binding.
It's not.
Which is very crazy to believe, like, okay, why are we paying for it? Now, the thing is that you binded yourself with the contract that you signed. Mm-hmm. So they always find a way to contract interest into the whole situation. Yeah. Now, this is homes. You know what I mean? This isn't like inflation. This isn't another stimulus. This is something else. It's basically saying, like, money is a contract that we all signed years ago, and we have to use it as our currency because we've already built a system running on it.
Yeah.
And in order for it to be successful for us, we have to be letting them give us that interest.
Now think about that for a second.
Right.
200-300 years ago, there wasn't any money. What was the wealth of a country determined on?
Well, about 200-300 years ago, people would just be randomly putting bags of coin. But it was like gold. That was actual currency.
That's it right there.
Yeah, it was gold. There was supposed to be a value of gold in the original dollar.
Yes.
These are credits that we have now.
Yeah.
And they used to actually say if you flip over like an old school $5 bill or whatever, it would actually tell you it was worth a certain amount of gold. There was actually gold in there. Then they reprinted that money, and it's starting to just become credits. Yeah. Not only that, but like 90% of the money, if not more, is just digital. Yeah. It doesn't actually exist. It's just the same as if you just go up to a banker and they write down, okay, we're lending them $1,100, types it in, and then it just goes to their person, direct deposit. Not once did that person ever pull out gold, not even cash, nothing in physical representation of money. That was always what the problem was. Then on top of that, they talked about, this came out in like 2009, I want to say 2007, this video. They talk about, they were talking about one of the very rich and powerful people. I want to say it was one of the Rothbergers or...
Rothschilds?
Rothschilds, that's what it was. Rothschilds. One of the Rothschilds.
Sounds like a McDonald's character.
Rothberger. One of the Rothschilds were talking about, we're about to put chips in people. Like I said, we talked about the chip thing before with the time traveler episode. And we're starting to see some new evidence about it, too.
All right. Here's the thing.
Well, hold on. Let me finish.
All right.
So he talked about the chips. He talked about, the interest will just end up becoming what we owe will end up dominating what we actually have. And that's coming even sooner now with the situation like we have now. And they were talking about the overthrows of certain countries and stuff like that, like these fucking third world countries. Argentina was one of the ones that was mentioned. I want to say it was Argentina. And then like in 2012, he threw the name out in this video that came out in 2007. We're going to take out that president if he doesn't, does this and that.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, in 2012, he's dead.
Yeah. Happens all the time.
Yeah.
Now, all right. So the computer chip thing is getting annoying. And the 5G thing is really getting annoying too. But the computer chip thing. Think about it. Where do most people have their kids? Like, they're not doing it at home. Like, 90% of people that have children, like in America, are not doing it at their house. They're going to a hospital, right?
What are you talking about?
Like giving birth.
Oh yeah.
Giving birth. Okay. You don't do it at your house.
I mean, there's hippies that do, but
there's some people do. Some people do it at home or whatever. Yeah,
like a big kiddie pool.
Yeah, or in their bathtub. However, there's like when my daughter was born. Mm-hmm. I couldn't tell you how many times they came in and checked on my daughter and did their little tests or pricked her to check her blood and all this other shit. Mm-hmm. Who's to say that they're not doing that as soon as you're born? You don't give birth to your kid and then like you just get to hold it until like you leave.
Yeah.
Like your child is gone for like a couple hours and then they bring them into the room, and who's to say that they're not already doing that? Who's to say we're not already fucking microchipped?
I don't think we are.
I'm just saying like if they really wanted to do that shit,
they would have done it at birth.
They would have done it already. Maybe they wouldn't be giving people the opportunity or the choice to decide.
We still have the law though. If all of a sudden we find out that the only way they can do it.
Real quick, slow down and say that slower to yourself.
We still have laws.
Okay. Now slow it down a little bit slower.
We still have laws.
We still have laws. Who fucking, all right, corporations?
No, yes. They create loopholes. They do this and that. The only way that I could see them getting away with it in the year 2020 is if they're doing it to military people.
No.
Or volunteers.
They could literally do it to whoever they want, dude.
If you sign a contract, then yes, you need to read everything. Now, maybe they get us all because we signed up for Apple and we never read the contract. They're like, in the year, blah, 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 you're going to have to get chipped because you have an Apple phone. We just move into 5G in order for your Apple to work with just you only. Because, they got like Face ID, which used to be a thumbprint. Now it has to match your chip. Maybe that's the thing.
Whatever. I wouldn't deny that. I mean, they've already shown videos of people getting chipped so they can like use the ATM and shit.
Yeah, I've seen it before too. That's been going on for almost 10 years.
But who's to say that when you're born in the hospital, they're not giving you some kind of tracker or tracer or anything?
I don't think they're doing it then.
Dude,
unless a loophole has been created.
You can make a microchip that big, you'll never know.
Sure. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I don't think we're there yet.
I don't think so either.
It'll be to a point where it is legislated and it has to happen. And then it'll happen. But I don't
think that, dude, Americans? Nah.
You don't think so?
Fuck no. They would
I see that more in like Russia, China. But
They
not
would
here.
kill more people. They would end up having to kill more people than agreed to that in America, because there would be people fighting for that shit. Guaranteed.
So you would not get the chip.
I wouldn't. I mean, I don't know. I shouldn't say that.
Because they are, no matter what, when they start publicly announcing it, they're gonna bring it out as it's a positive thing, right? It's good for your health. It's a great way to manage your money. You can make appointments, phone calls, whatever. All your money's there in just the chip. It is harder to steal from you and to hack you into this and that, thanks to the chip. And they'll fucking sell it like crazy.
I mean, even
you can get
still,
upgrades every now and then at T-Mobile.
even still, the only way that I would ever consider getting a chip is if it benefited me health-wise. If there was like that,
'Cause you don't want another migraine.
like that time traveler. That,
Yeah.
If that was the case, to where it would prolong your life, or it would be able to detect a disease or virus or something wrong with you, in order to help you survive that,
Right.
and not be caught off guard with it, then I would understand doing it.
Yeah, because
But
according to your time traveler, everything was going.
But if
it's
they're
beneficial.
telling me I have to get a fucking chip so I can use an ATM or so I can unlock my phone, you fuck right off. I'll go.
They
right.
already know
I
where
will
you
go
are.
right back to
They
using
already
a beeper.
know where you are. What if it's for your protection?
I will
It's the
open
same
a
thing
new
as the cameras.
There's cameras fucking everywhere. What the
traffic
fuck you need a chip
cameras or
for?
whatever. Like it's for your protection. Finding
No,
people.
it's not.
That's what the selling point is, right?
Then why do so many people come up missing? Why are there still things going on if it's for my fucking safety, dude? Fuck that.
That's the idea behind it.
Oh, if that's the case, then where the fuck are those tapes from that gas station at the Pentagon when 9/11 happened?
They should have
If
gotten
it
a
was for
ring.
my safety.
They should have got one of those little ring cameras because those things can tell you
They
when
didn't have
somebody's
ring
coming.
back then, bro.
Dude, it's fucking Pentagon.
I'm sure they probably had that shit.
Which is
But
the
how-
point, right?
but-
Which is the point.
But that's my thing, is like, if it was really for safety, then there's other ways to do that safety measure thing.
Yeah.
There's if that was the case, then everybody should have a fucking Ring doorbell, or make that shit mandatory. But you can't tell me that you're gonna put a fucking chip in me to trace me and all that other shit.
Yeah.
To tell me that's gonna benefit me because I'm gonna be safe. Like, a chip's gonna stop somebody from fucking going suicidal and blowing up a fucking...
Turn off his chip.
Shooting off a fucking high school?
Turn off his chip. They're gonna just turn you off if
Yeah.
you fucking.
But unless that's part of it, there's no
There's
way
no
that
fucking
there's
way.
no way that is gonna give you any kind of safety or anything like that. That's just not gonna happen. Like I said, the only way I would consider it is if it benefited my health.
Look at the police. I know we're probably going on for a little while too long, but look at the police. Like, say you get pulled over, and you're pulled over, you're a little buzzed or whatever. Or he thinks you're suspected of drunk driving, and he comes at you like an asshole. You're always gonna be like, man, fuck this motherfucker. What the fuck? But it could have been 2 days before he saw a little girl in a fucking car accident, just
Because of
torn to
some drunk
pieces because of a drunk driver. Now you, as that cop, you're fucking pissed because you saw that, and now every time you see it, you're like, it's gonna get to me now.
Oh,
You know what I mean? It's gonna get to me. Now, if you're just like you say you just work at, I almost said Radio Shack. Yeah, sure, whatever. You work at Radio Shack, and you haven't been to work in 14 years, and
You just opened up that one.
and you see something like that happen. It doesn't affect you the same way because it's not something that you have to approach and authorize.
Okay, so, but that's not necessarily true. Because there's plenty of those fucking people out there that shit didn't happen to them, but they sure as fuck act like it did.
I get that too. I've seen that too.
Like, that's
And
just
this
that's
is-
gonna happen.
This is not a common. It's not
plenty,
as common.
There's plenty of people out there that that forgive people. I wouldn't say forget, or they don't forget, but they definitely forgive accidental deaths and stuff like that, things that are out of control or anything. But then there's those people that even on accidental death, they still want to
money.
They still
It's always money.
or they want to kill that motherfucker just because.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's a microchip isn't gonna protect everybody. So using that as a fucking scapegoat or using that as a reasoning for having to do it,
It's gonna come out. It's gonna come out
don't
like a
see it.
fucking Claritin commercial. Bunch of people out in the field.
side effects include.
Totalitarianism.
Yeah. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I feel like there are enough smart people that would be like, that's a bunch of bullshit. We're not doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a great way to start a new fucking revolution right there, dude. Like, we haven't had one in like 300 years. Might as well go ahead.
Yeah, who knows, man? Who knows? That could be the one reason why it hasn't happened yet, because they know that there's already rumors about it. There's people volunteering for it, and they're happy for it, though.
That's because they're stupid.
And those people are going to be the ones that need to be reached out to when after it all happens. Just like the current pandemic that we're in, there's going to be late reactions, and then there's going to be all kinds of stupid shit going on. That chip does coincide with the 5G thing, though, if you're really a conspiracy theorist.
All right, so since you said it, I am annoyed by everybody who's saying that 5G is causing this.
No, yes, I'm annoyed by that too, but I mean,
because there's people out there that are saying
you can't let dumb people.
It's
get
not
to
so much
us on
dumb.
That one, though.
I don't know.
That is dumb. That is stupid. That is stupid. Now, the one thing that it was originally said is that 5G radiation is creating similar symptoms.
Okay.
That's the original thing, which sounds even
cool.
A little bit
Microwaves
more
give out the same.
I'm not disagreeing
if not more,
with you. I'm not, but that's what it originally was. At least then it was a
think about it.
Reasonable thing to think.
When cell phones became a thing, in general,
it was causing cancer.
Yes. Remember? Remember? Yeah. Oh, you remember having earphones? It caused brain cancer and shit like that. Caused tumors in your brain for having headphones on for too long and shit.
Hairspray destroys the ozone.
Yeah, that's always gonna be. There's always gonna be something.
Always.
And they say you're not supposed to live close to like electrical wires or shit because it caused people to be deformed. Yeah, stupid.
Having sex with your cousin does that.
Repeatedly. I don't. I think that there's too many people out there that think they're smarter than everybody else, and then they put it on social media, or they put it on YouTube, or they whatever. And I've said it before, I know in personal conversations, where you hear something and it makes sense at first, and you're like, yeah, bro, like, yeah, I totally get it. I totally get it, because someone's actually saying something that you understand the way that they understand it. So you start thinking that like you're on the same. But you can't be fooled by that. Because that's just dumb.
Yep.
5G, do we need it? Probably not.
No.
I mean, 4G was fine. Fuck, dude,
3G was fine.
3G was straight. Honestly, we probably don't even need any Gs anymore. Just fucking have Wi-Fi everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, if everybody had Wi-Fi.
Doesn't Elon Musk want that to happen, where he just wants Wi-Fi for the world?
That should be a fucking thing.
Why not, right?
That should be a thing. We wouldn't need cell phone towers anymore. I mean, already on iPhones.
How was it done? Wasn't it done satellite first?
If you don't have signal or you don't have your phone on or whatever,
right,
you can still send text messages through iPhone because it uses Wi-Fi. It's iMessaging or whatever.
Yeah.
Why can't that just be a thing? Why do we need cell phone towers, or why do we need 4G, 5G? We don't technically need that. People just want it.
True.
I don't know, man. The 5G thing is fucking annoying. Like, if that was the case, there's already 5G towers fucking everywhere. Already.
Yeah, I mean.
Already.
I have a friend that works at T-Mobile, and all she said was, it's fast. That's all that there is to say about it.
Because that's what it is.
That's all it is. Do we need faster? No, like you said. We probably don't need it. I think we're okay.
We just need Wi-Fi.
Let's focus on advancing medical supplies. Let's focus on advancing
now. So you put all
travel.
That, you put all that shit that they're putting into these fucking phones and like computers and all that
again,
shit.
Now, can 5G advance the medical field?
Probably not.
Probably in a sense of communication, getting things across from one person to another.
Dude,
but I mean,
email is fast as fucking phones are.
Email's fine.
That should go straight.
If you're a doctor, are you going to be checking your emails all the time? Probably once in the morning, another one at lunch, and one at the end of the day.
Yeah. I don't
reasonably.
I don't believe any of that shit. I just don't. And anybody who does believe it is just. And there's people out there that are like livid about it.
Yeah,
livid about it. There's people that claim to be like in the electronics field that are like, this is what's going on. But in all reality, I mean, they would they sacrifice millions and millions of lives worldwide to get a faster phone? Think about it. Like, does it really make sense that they would do that shit? No. Like, they have
besides, less people means less money.
They have to, yeah. The economy. They have really to, yeah. And honestly, if 5G was causing these fucking symptoms and people are dying and people are getting infected and it's spreading as fast as it is, and they were worried about people dying, at what point were they like, all right, guys, let's just take the towers down?
You know, it's like no difference in the flat Earth theory, right? It's no different. It's just as stupid.
Hey, man, I talked about that shit. Asgard is flat Earth, so.
On that note, should we wrap it up?
I think so, because I'm just going to keep getting into this rabbit hole of.
Well, we have time for another one later.
Absurd behavior and thoughts.
Guys, if you are. Thank you very much, by the way, for supporting us. Thank you for.
Yeah, today was episode 50. 50.
God.
5 more years, we can retire. 5 more episodes.
5 more years of this. How long do you think we'll go doing this?
As long as I have something to bitch about.
There's that. And so, as long as people are listening, and that's what right now, if you guys are listening, if you made it this far, first of all, this was pretty riveting. Not a funny episode.
Not really.
But it was needed to be said. And I figured for a 50th episode, it was a great...
We could be serious every once in a while.
Every once in a while. I think after the evolution of this podcast, and you guys that have been listening to us from episode 1 to 50 now...
50.
By the way,
God damn,
you were with us in the beginning. You got to watch how stupid it sounded at first and what this was today. Everybody, a podcast is just like a person that is able to grow with time. And thank you for watching us. Thank you for supporting us. I think right now we're going to be looking into doing something with the new shirt that just came out. The bat shirt, caution, do not eat out bats. Right now, if you guys order that shirt, we will be able to do one of two things in the future, which is throw in a mask if you don't have one yet. So if you order the shirt for an extra $1.50, we can throw in that mask, and that's it. If you do need masks and don't know where to get some, if you're not willing to go out and go get one, let us know. Send us an email, shout us out, on any of our social medias. We actually can get you one. They're decent neoprene. They're only meant for civilians being out going to the store, so you don't get any kind of like breathe in or breathe out.
Yeah,
so you could do that little
buy
stupid.
Them if you're a surgeon.
Yeah, you could do that stupid candle blowout test, which is a waste of a candle. And just try it out on that if you want to. Now, we do have a couple coming in our own, by the way, because I wanted to try them out. And if you guys order one of those shirts, just let us know. And we can throw it in with that same package.
Yeah.
You just got to let us know. So, yeah. It's our part to do any kind of help that you need. Also, it supports us. So, we do need that. We need that. If you guys want us to, you want to see us grow and evolve even more, get this visual going a little bit better to where you can see all of us in HD and 4K, whatever the fuck it is. You want us to sound crystal clear. Yeah, they might.
They might want to hear us better.
Okay, well, if you guys want us to hear us better, your support is going to go to that better equipment, your all that stuff. And then that's going to create a new line of merch. It's going to fund us doing live episodes in the future. So your support actually does matter to our growth. And we appreciate everybody that has. We appreciate everybody that's going to do it. Thank you for staying the fuck home. And don't be a bitch about it.
No, someone's still going to be a bitch about it.
If you're listening to us on Apple, please make sure that you subscribe, share, give us 5 stars, give us a comment. YouTube, we need to get into that algorithm. So if you have any thoughts about the episode,
comment on YouTube.
Yeah, share us on YouTube. Comment on the episode. We will definitely give you just a comment back. We're going to be watching for that right now, but it'll get us in that algorithm. It'll get us out there. And if you guys just give us easily just to subscribe and to share, we get up to that monetization on YouTube, that's support for us too, and you didn't even have to give us money.
Just share the shit out of us. If you think we're funny, if you think we make valid points, if you think that someone would enjoy our our childlike antics.
Okay, I was like, child what? Please be careful.
Yeah, no, I wasn't going to that. But just share us, man. Get us out there. Help us.
Yeah.
Help us, help you, help us.
Chris, I appreciate you, and we made it to episode 50. I appreciate you fans, if you are fans at all. I appreciate anybody that has given us anything. On that note, fist me, bro.
Wait, before we do any of that,
do you
don't
got?
forget, election time is coming.
Oh, yes.
And I really want this to happen. So
Also,
bad.
you know what else is coming out? It's 4th of July, and that shirt looked great for it.
Oh, it would be
it's
great
a
for
great
4th of
shirt
July.
for 4th of July.
Write Christopher Lawson in as a right. just write me in on your ballots, Christopher Lawson for Senate.
Chris for Senate, guys. And check out the shirt. It's in our merch store now. I changed the link for it, so it's morningafterpillshow.com/merch. That's it. And right now, the featured item is going to be the caution: do not eat out bats. So with that shirt, and you're wanting a mask, let us know.
Holler.
On that note, fist me, bro.
Fist me, bruh. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.